Hello everybody, thanks for watching. It's Scottie from Somalia here. I just wanted to divulge into the topic of drones and the deadly impact they're having on many innocent Middle Eastern people, especially children. The mainstream media has really ignored this crisis and epidemic taking place in Middle Eastern countries such as Yemen, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Somalia, and others. These drones are very, very deadly and very scary. Now, let me ask you this: how would you feel, if one morning you woke up? Let's say you lived in Pakistan. You lived in a little village. You had a garden. Let's say you sold fruit for a living or vegetables. You're a mother or a father. You wake up. You take your young child, or however old they may be, into your garden in the back. You're working on your crops, your fruits, whatever, your plants, and you see a buzzing little machine, well, not little, but a drone flying by. It's buzzing. So, and all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck? And boom, drops a bomb on you. You watch your little 8-year-old, 9-year-old girl or daughter or son get their limbs blown off and die. This is a daily event that many people, good people, are witnessing, and this is happening to people all over the world in these Middle Eastern countries. It's very, very scary, and Obama has completely just washed his hands clean of all of this corruption and the war crimes which he is responsible for, and the CIA. It's very, very scary. And these drone strikes are honestly, they're creating more enemies and more hatred towards the United States of America. And in my honest opinion, I truly believe that that is the goal of the Obama administration and the military-industrial complex. They literally want to create more hatred, animosity, and just in general hatred towards this country, which will result in more Al-Qaeda and more terrorists. And this will just keep the perpetual war going on. We've been in Afghanistan now so many years, been in the Middle East for so long, and the military-industrial complex here in America doesn't want to leave. It's a money maker. They're making money off all these weapons, all these tanks, missiles, whatever, aircraft, all this shit being developed, and it's a money maker. They want to keep this fraudulent war on terror going on. So, there's been many prominent people in foreign policy, especially Ron Paul. He's spoken up numerous times how these drone strikes are only creating more hatred towards the United States, and no one cares in the government. As I said, I think they want this hatred. They want more hatred towards the United States, so they can use it as an excuse to keep our soldiers and military men over there as long as they can. But as I was saying, how would you like it if you woke up one morning, you were an innocent person, you'd done nothing wrong to this country, the United States. You're just let's say an Afghani or a Pakistani family. You're a mother or father, and you go outside, you're playing with your kids or whatever, and all of a sudden a CIA drone flies over your home, bombs your village, and your children get blown up in front of you. Of course, you're going to hate the United States the rest of your life, most likely. I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't hate a country that was responsible for killing your child or whatever, your aunt, grandma, uncle, nephew, or anybody in your family? You would most likely hate that country unless you were just crazy or, a sociopath. These events are happening to good people all over the world. And I wanted to tell you the story of a young girl named Nabila. Her last name Raymond, Nabila Raymond. That's Nabila. Rehman. Google her name for her story, or just go on Smoloco's front page and scroll down a bit, and you'll see the picture I made regarding her and the article that I posted along with the photo. But let me go ahead and tell you this little girl's story in a quick little summary. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Basically now on October 24th, 2012, a Predator drone was flying over North Waziristan. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong, but that's North Waziristan, and this is in, let me see here, pretty sure this is in Pakistan. Yep, this is in Pakistan, North Waziristan. And this 8-year-old girl, Nabila Rehman, young, nice Pakistani girl, 8 years old, her grandmother, and I believe her brother, who's 12 years old, they were outside in their little garden, their field of fruits and vegetables, picking a vegetable named okra, O-K-R-A. It's a vegetable that primarily grows in Middle Eastern countries, tropical climates, and they were preparing for an upcoming holiday known as Eid, E-I-D. It's a Pakistani holiday. However, now on this terrible day, an event occurred that changed young 8-year-old Nabila's life forever. In the sky, the children, Nabila and her siblings, suddenly heard the distinctive buzzing sound emitted by the CIA-operated drones. And now this buzzing sound that these drones make is a familiar sound to a lot of these Pakistani villagers. They hear this shit all day and they can't relax. It would be like if you were outside trying to tan or get some sun, or if you were outside picking some fruits or vegetables or working on your garden or just talking to your neighbor, whatever, you're outside having fun playing basketball, and all of a sudden you see a drone fly by, and it's from another country, let's say China or something, or the United States, and it's going, and it scares the shit out of you because you know it's about to drop a bomb. I mean, would you want to live in that constant state of fear, knowing a robotic airplane controlled by a bunch of sick sociopath intelligence workers are about to blow you up for no reason? I mean, this is what these kids and people over in these Middle Eastern countries are going through. Now, as I was saying, the young children, Nabila and her siblings and her grandma, heard this buzzing sound being emitted by the CIA's drone. And which, as I just told you, they are stalked by these Predator drones 24 hours a day. I mean, they constantly see them in their skies, and it's a very depressing sight. Now, following this buzzing sound, 2 loud clicks were heard by Nabila and her siblings and grandma. The unmanned aircraft released its deadly payload onto the Rehman family. And in an instant, the lives of these children were transformed into a nightmare of pain, confusion, and terror. 7 children were wounded, and Nabila's grandmother was killed before her own eyes, an act for which no apology, explanation, or justification has ever been given. So, Mr. Obama, when you're crying on stage or pretending to cry for those little children who supposedly died in Sandy Hook, which is a hoax, no kids were killed, go ahead, call me crazy, I really don't give a damn. But as you stand on a podium and pretend to cry for fake children, how do you justify this? Why aren't you apologizing to this young girl? I can tell you guys why he hasn't apologized. It's because he's sick, he's a sociopath, he's depraved. He has no feeling towards American people. This guy goes on $5 million vacations every year to Hawaii during Christmas break, or $4 million more accurately, but this year I'm hearing it's going to cost $5 million. You know, $125,000 an hour it takes to fuel his, Air Force One, his luxurious airplane. And, you know, this guy, he acts like a king. He's not a president. He's a king puppet. The international bankers who keep him in power, they give him anything he wants, and in return, he just sold out his country and destroyed the republic. He's no different than George Bush or Bill Clinton, Reagan, Nixon, whatever. They've all been puppets, but this guy has taken it to a whole new level. Now, as I was telling you, Nabila, this young 8-year-old girl who did nothing wrong to anyone, little nice young girl in her family, her grandma, they were nice, simple people. They were gardening in their backyard, and all of a sudden, a CIA drone was just blew the shit out of her grandma. It hurt and injured severely many of her siblings, and there's been no explanation of this from anyone in the Obama administration nor the CIA. Now, here's what's really devastating, guys. Now, Nabila and her school teacher, her father, and her 12-year-old brother traveled to Washington, D.C. to tell their story and to seek answers about the events of that day. However, despite overcoming incredible obstacles in order to travel from their remote village to the United States, Nabila and her family were roundly ignored. At the congressional hearing where they gave testimony, only 5 out of 430 representatives showed up. Now let me repeat this for you. Nabila and her family traveled over here from Pakistan, which was extremely costly and hard for them to do in the first place. And they came here for a congressional hearing where they would be able to tell their story, and they wanted answers why a drone strike ordered by the CIA and Obama killed their grandma. They gave their testimony in front of a congressional hearing, but as I just said, only 5 out of 430 representatives showed up. In the words of Nabila's father, excuse me, I apologize, I get a little worked up here. But Nabila's father said, "My daughter does not have the face of a terrorist, and neither did my mother. It just doesn't make sense to me why this happened. As a teacher, I wanted to educate Americans and let them know my children have been injured." And that was from Nabila's father. That's what he said. And as I said, only 5 out of the 430 representatives in Washington, D.C. that day showed up. So, there you go. Our representatives, our Senate, our Congress are all bought off. Most of them are all sick, demented, depraved perverts who care not one bit for you or me, nor anyone on this planet. They're just sucking at the public tit. They're collecting their huge paychecks, and when they quit and they're done being puppets, they're going to get nice, fancy pensions for the rest of their lives, along with the greatest health care me and you will never be able to receive. We really are living under a fascist oligarch. It's an oligarch, man. And while little 8-year-old Nabila was giving her testimony, Obama, he didn't go. He could have went. Obama was meeting with the CEO of weapons manufacturer Lockheed Martin. Oh, there you go. There you go, Mr. Obama. You're really for the people, aren't you? And the translator who was at this congressional hearing, who was translating Nabila's testimony and her family's testimony, the translator started to cry. But the U.S. government made it a point to snub this family and ignore the tragedy it had caused to them. Just absolutely stunning. And Nabila asked at the congressional hearing, "What did my grandma do wrong?" Nobody could answer her. She did nothing wrong. We have a demented sociopath puppet president who's just taking his orders from the international bankers and corporations. He doesn't care who gets in the way. He doesn't care if a fucking 80-year-old grandma from Pakistan happens to die from one of his CIA-ordered drone strikes. That's the least of his problems. His biggest problem is deciding whether or not he's going to go golfing today, or if he's going to go out and hang out with Tiger Woods or go on his Hawaii vacation. These are the problems that go in this man's head. He's a sociopath. He's literally demented. This Obama, demented, absolutely demented. But, karma is a real thing. So, Mr. Obama, you think you're getting away with all these crimes, but karma is real. Karma is real. Also, guys, I wanted to tell you something else. There was a girl now from Afghanistan, I believe, or somewhere around there. Her name is Malala, and the U.S. media has been exploiting this girl, and they are paying attention to this girl, our government and the media, only because she was attacked by Taliban forces, and this young girl named Malala, M-A-L-A-L-A, is being amazingly exploited, as I said, by U.S. media and U.S. government, only because she was injured and attacked by Taliban forces. So, if you happen to be a little girl or a little boy that gets blown up, or you witness one of your family members, or you get injured from a drone strike ordered by CIA Obama, you're not going to have any attention here in the U.S. or the U.S. media. But if you are a Middle Eastern person, young boy or girl, and you witness your family member or yourself get injured or attacked by Al-Qaeda or Taliban forces, you will be exploited only for the use of propaganda to continue this perpetual war on terror, false war on terror. And that's what's going on now. And it's disgusting. If I can give you guys just a few more facts. There have been in Pakistan alone, and this is dating back from June 2013, in Pakistan alone, there have been over 851 innocent deaths caused by drone strikes ordered under Obama in the CIA. That's 851 innocent people who just got killed for no reason other than living normal lives, and they got blown up. And Obama has not taken any responsibility or blame or even apologized about all this. Also, I wanted to let you guys know, let's see here. I apologize for the wait. I'm just trying to find something that I find important. As of June 2013 as well, there have been over 500 drone strikes. That's over 500 strikes just, and this was up until January to June of 2013. There were an estimated 500 some drone strikes taking place in Pakistan. Now, can you imagine what that number is now that it's already November? It's probably twice that. I'm going to say about 1,200 or so. So these people are living over there. They're seeing these drones making funny noises, going vroom. I mean, they're witnessing their loved ones get blown up. These people are scared to go outside. I mean, they're living. It's almost like the movie called Elysium. It's scary as hell. And if we don't talk about this and make this an issue, then this is going to be happening here. You're going to go outside in the near future one day and see one of these CIA Predator drones spying on you, surveillancing on you, and maybe, I mean, let me tell you, the technology on these things are highly sophisticated. A few of these drones that they're already producing can fly thousands of feet above the air, and they can scan license plates on your cars, barcodes on whatever product you happen to be holding. They can listen in on your conversations in real time and record and transfer that data to any intelligence agency. And, we really are moving into a highly police surveillance state. And it's only going to be getting worse unless we voice our opinions and we do speak out against this. I don't think you guys, and for anybody who disagrees with anything I've said on this video so far, how would you like it if China put a big military base in near your backyard or wherever you live or in your community? They, put troops, their military all over the street corners. They have their own drones flying all over your neighborhoods. And, how would you like that? You wouldn't like it. And that's what these Afghani and Pakistani and Yemen people are pissed about. They just want to be able to live their lives in peace. They don't want to have a foreign military presence over there constantly bombarding their daily activities. And, you know, it's our foreign policy. It's not our foreign policy. It's the globalist foreign policy. And, you know, they're controlling our country. So I hate it when people say, we're in the Middle East. No, we're not in the Middle East. The globalists are using our soldiers and military for their nefarious purposes over there. So we're not really in the Middle East. The globalists and the international bankers and the corporations are in the Middle East, using America as its pit bull, its bully boy, to rape whatever country it wants. And it's a shame because the American people get the responsibility put on them, when it's really not our decision, or it's not our foreign policy. It's the sick, demented people in our government who are owned by the bankers, the globalists, the corporations that are making these decisions. And ultimately, you know, a lot of naive people in the Middle East will blame it on us, the people, when in reality, most of us don't want it to happen. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening, and thanks and take care. Bye.